Raiden was a rogue, but not just any rogue. He was a follower of Nethria, the goddess of secrets, shadows, and stealth. He had dedicated his life to serving her, performing missions that required cunning, skill, and discretion. He had earned her favor and blessings, which gave him extraordinary abilities in the dark arts. One day he received a message from his goddess, delivered by a raven with black feathers and red eyes. It was a simple parchment with a single word, Riverhold. Raiden knew what it meant. It was the name of a kingdom in the south, ruled by an even-tempered monarch who led a wealthy merchant kingdom. Nethria wanted Raiden to infiltrate the palace and steal something from the king's vault. She did not specify what it was, but Raiden trusted her judgment. He packed his bags and set off for Riverhold. The journey was long and perilous, but Raiden managed to avoid most dangers by using his stealth and wit. He disguised himself as a merchant, a traveler, a soldier, or whatever suited his needs. He gathered information along the way, learning about the kingdom's history, politics, culture, and geography. He also learned about the king's security measures, which were formidable. The palace was surrounded by high walls, guarded by elite soldiers and mages, and protected by magical wards and traps. The vault was located deep underground, accessible only by a secret passage that required a special key. Raiden knew he had to find a way to get inside the palace and obtain the key. He decided to use his charm and charisma to seduce one of the king's courtiers, hoping to gain their trust and access. He chose a young lady named Elora, who was beautiful, intelligent, and ambitious. She was also bored and unhappy with her life at court, longing for adventure and romance. Raiden met her at a tavern near the palace, where he pretended to be a wandering bard. He played songs for her, told her stories, and made her laugh. He also flattered her with compliments and gifts. He soon won her heart, and she invited him to her chambers in the palace. Raiden accepted her invitation, but he had ulterior motives. He planned to use Elora as a means to get closer to the king and his vault. He searched her room for clues, finding a map of the palace and a letter from the king's advisor. The letter revealed that the advisor had the key to the vault and kept it in his office. Raiden memorized the map and the location of the office. He also learned that the advisor would be away for a few days on an urgent matter. Raiden saw his opportunity and acted quickly. He told Elora that he had to leave for a while, but he would return soon. He kissed her goodbye and left her room. He then snuck into the advisor's office, using his skills and tools to bypass the locks and wards. He searched the office for the key, finding it hidden in a secret compartment behind a painting. He took the key and left without leaving any traces. He then made his way to the vault, following the map and avoiding detection by guards and mages. He reached the secret passage that led to the vault and used the key to open it. He entered the passage and followed it until he reached a large metal door with a complex lock mechanism. He used his lockpicks and his intuition to solve the puzzle and open the door. He entered the vault and gasped at what he saw. It was filled with treasures of all kinds: gold, jewels, artifacts, weapons, armor, books, scrolls, paintings, statues, and more. Raiden felt tempted to take some of them for himself, but he resisted. He remembered his mission and looked for what Nethria wanted him to steal. He searched through the vault until he found it, a small black box with silver runes on it. It looked ordinary and unremarkable compared to the other treasures in the vault, but Raiden sensed something powerful about it. He picked it up and felt a surge of energy run through him. He heard a voice in his mind. "Well done, my faithful servant. You have done me proud." It was Nethria's voice. She spoke to him telepathically. "You have retrieved what I desired, an ancient relic that contains secrets of great value to me. It is called the Box of Shadows." "What does it do?" Raiden asked. "That is for me to know and you to wonder," Nethria said cryptically. She continued, "Now you must escape from this place before you are discovered." "How?" Raiden asked. "Use your wits and your skills, and use this," Nethria said. She gave him a vision of a hidden exit from the vault, a secret tunnel that led to the sewers. "Thank you, my goddess," Raiden said. "You are welcome, my child. Now go, and may my blessings be with you," Nethria said. Raiden followed her instructions and found the hidden exit. He entered the tunnel and made his way to the sewers. He then followed the sewers until he reached the river that flowed through the city. He swam across the river and reached the other side. He then ran to the nearest stable and stole a horse. He rode away from the city, heading north. He had completed his mission. He had stolen the Box of Shadows from the King of Riverhold. He had pleased his goddess. He felt a sense of accomplishment and satisfaction. He also felt a pang of guilt and regret. He had betrayed Elora, who had trusted him and loved him. He wondered what she would think of him when she found out what he had done. He wondered if she would hate him or forgive him. He decided to write her a letter, explaining his actions and apologizing for his deception. He hoped she would understand and not hold a grudge against him. He hoped she would find happiness with someone else. He wrote the letter and sent it to her by raven. He then continued his journey, heading to his next destination. He did not know what Nethria had in store for him next, but he was ready for anything. He was a rogue, but not just any rogue. He was a rogue of Nethria.